Okay, today we're going to change the rear rotor and the rear brake pads on a 2008 Acura MDX, and we'll start by removing the entire caliper assembly away from the rotor so we can take the rotors out. Okay, and so here we go. You can stop. So there's two 17mm nuts that are holding this caliper assembly to this wheel assembly, so we have to remove these and then take this whole caliper assembly out. Okay, so we've loosened up the two 17mm bolts like that. That's the top one, and then the bottom one. Just going to take that out. It's quite tight, so you might have to use a breaker bar. Put the bottoms out. So now this whole caliper unit just slides out. Now be careful, don't put any tension on this line here, brick line here. So what I do is I have a box like this, set it aside for now. So that's secure. Now we can work on taking off the rotor. So in order to take out the rotor, you have to take out these two nuts here, and they're usually quite hard to get out because they're rusted in. So I got this little tool. It's a torque wrench, or they call it. So what happens when I hammer this, it will go counterclockwise, so we'll loosen it. So I have to hammer it quite hard. So here we go. Right, so keep hammering. Try this one. You have to do it quite a few times, depending on how much rust you have. Okay, cut. So this is a great tool, but it took quite a few minutes of pounding before we managed to get these finally loosened up. So you get close up on these nuts here. So they're really rusted in, but with this tool we're able to get this off and get this two off. Now we have to take the whole assembly out, and it's also quite rusted in, so we're going to have to use a little hammer to really break the rust. Take a few minutes of doing this. Eventually, hopefully, it will come loose. So a bit of pounding, both here this way and also this way. Managed to get this finally loosened up, and you can see it's quite rusted in. So it's all, now this is the old one, and we're going to put this new one. So we have a wire brush to just clean out all the rust, so that this surface is nice and even, so it mates well, nice and flat to this new rotor here. So just clean this out, all the rust. Okay, so once we finish cleaning this up here, we apply a bit of this anti-seize lubricant compound, and we just put a bit of our fingertip, and just put it on the area that where the rust will develop. So next time we have to take this out, it won't be so hard. So just some over here, a bit on this, just this surface here, just a little bit, don't need a whole lot. Okay, so now we're ready to put the rotor on. Line up the hose. I want to come around this way so you can see the hose lining up. The hose, and we got the new set of these all rusted out, so we're not going to use these. We're going to use some new ones that we got. Okay, so we put some, so these are the new bolts that we got, so we put some NPCs on these as well. Just a little bit of here, and then we just put them in here. Here. Here, and we just have to hand tighten these. We don't have to tighten too much. So just tighten them. And we're done with the rotor. Okay, so we got this main caliper assembly back onto the wheel assembly by tightening these two bolts back here, and now we're ready to change the brake pads. So to change the brake pads, we have to loosen up this bottom of this bolt here, which is for the glide pin bolt. So loosen this up. Just tighten here. Let's get in here. I think I'm tightening it. So just loosen up this bottom bolt here, and then this whole thing should flip up, allow us to get to the pads. Maybe we could loosen the top one a little bit. This out. Take this front caliper out to get at the brake pads. Okay, and we actually didn't have to take out this top bolt. So just put this back on. So we can just allow it to hinge. And now we can just take the pads out, slide these out, slide them in, and we're done. So in order to put the new pads in, we have to push the cylinder all the way out. And what I have is a compression tool here that allows me to do that a lot easier. So all I have to do is now tighten this, and that will push the piston all the way back out. Then we can put the new pads in. Push the piston out, you see that the brake fluid is getting filled up. So I might have to take some out so it doesn't overflow, and I do that with a syringe. So I just take some out. So now we've put everything back together, and now we're all done. Just tighten, make sure everything is tightened up, and put your wheel back on. You're ready to go.